Before we begin, make sure to check out the voice actors, Nick Cortez and the Shapeshifter. Their links will be in the description. What if Anakin went to the world between worlds in Revenge of the Sith? Revenge of the Sith was the culmination of the Clone War, and when Anakin returns from defeating Count Dooku, he was met with joyous news that his wife, Padme Amidala, is pregnant, and they're going to have a baby. However, this euphoria doesn't last for long, as that night and subsequent days, Anakin begins having nightmares of his wife dying in childbirth, similar to the dreams that came true about his mother's death years ago. This thrusts him into a state of panic, worried and fearful that history will repeat itself. He cannot let that happen. He searches everywhere for the secret to save her, but he hasn't found the secret he's looking for. One night, he stands on his penthouse balcony, arms stretched out across the railing as he thinks about his wife. He cannot let her die. She's all he has left, the woman he loves the most in the entire galaxy. The thought of losing Padme has shattered the foundations of his world. This has left him full of fear as dread consumes him, heading to an overwhelming sense of desperation to save her. But ultimately, he's angry. He's meant to be the chosen one, an all-powerful being, yet he can't figure out how to save his wife. He's bottled this up for days, but as he looks out across the Coruscant night sky, he closes his eyes and lets out an almighty scream, releasing out all of his anger. Little did Anakin know, his scream unintentionally heightened his power of the Force, channeling all his anger into this, and inadvertently pulls open the space-time continuum. As he opens his eyes, all he sees is bright white, until he begins hearing some voices he recognizes, and some he's never heard of, until the white light dissipates, and a set of paths are in front of him. He has unwillingly entered the world between worlds. Through his anger he channeled every aspect of the Force inside of him to tear open space itself and enter this domain. Only something the Chosen One could do. He begins walking and realizes the type of place he's in. He continues to hear voices around him, but can now see images through the portals. He sees himself, 13 years ago, a mere slave on Tatooine, in the junk shop, working away under his master Watto. He continues down this path, following the same story, and comes to when he first met Padme all those years ago, and he's reminded of her imminent death, and wonders how it all came to this. He continues on further, and sees Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan fighting Maul. He thinks of his old master Qui-Gon, wishing he was still alive, as he would know what to do in this situation. He watches the fight intently. Qui-Gon is separated from Obi-Wan, and the end is near. Anakin's struggling to watch. He knows he's about to witness Qui-Gon die, as he senses it through the Force. Maul is about to go for the killing blow. Out of desperation, Anakin reaches through the portal and pulls Qui-Gon out of Maul's reach before he can stab him. They both fall back onto the path.
What happened? Where is this? Who are you?
It's me, Master. Anakin. I don't know what I've just done.
How is this possible? Anakin, can it really be you?
I don't know what this place is, but I think it exists beyond time. I've seen my past, heard my future. I don't know how I got here.
Qui-Gon looks around. He has so many questions, but before he can speak, Anakin goes first. He asks Qui-Gon for his help, and the two begin walking. Anakin gives him a brief summary of the events that occurred after his death, not leaving anything out, including his wife Padme. He then gets to his predicament and tells Qui-Gon about his nightmares, the same ones that came true about his mother.
I don't know what to do, Master. I'm lost. I can't live without her. Please, I need your guidance.
Qui-Gon stands there with his hand on his chin.
Do you know who the Sith Lord is?
No, we have no idea.
Interesting. I suspect he is behind all of this. Follow me. So, Darth Sidious is behind the Clone War, and even turned my master Dooku to his side. There are many things we do not know about the dark side, many abilities that we Jedi will never learn. I suspect the Sith Lord is closer than we realize, and let us use this world between worlds to figure out who he is.
They take many paths, watching the past, present and future unfold around them, until Qui-Gon meets his destination. They approach this specific portal, and watch the following events unfold. Palpatine meeting with the leaders of a Tusken Raider camp, igniting his crimson lightsaber and pointing it towards the leader, telling him they will abduct Shmi Lars and kill her, and if not, his village will pay the price. The portal closes and the two look at each other, Anakin with a terrified look on his face.
He killed her?
The truth is beginning to reveal itself.
They follow on the path of Palpatine's life, watching him meet with Dooku, Grievous, and Maul, watching him order the Sith apprentice to hunt down and kill Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. They go back further to see Palpatine interact with a Mun, whom they conclude was his master, and watch his death at Palpatine's hands. They go deeper to find Palpatine in his early days of being a politician, and watch him ruthlessly train in the Sith arts, committing himself to complete darkness.
It really is true. He is the Sith Lord.
Indeed, Anakin, and your entire life, you have been manipulated, groomed for the position by his side, and now with Dooku's death, he wants you to become his apprentice. It is very likely the death of your wife is his doing. To save Padme, you must kill Darth Sidious.
Anakin agrees, and they decide to walk a different path. The voices around them continue to echo, and Qui-Gon takes Anakin to a future.
Look, Anakin, there you are with Padme, and 4 beautiful children on the countryside of Naboo. I finally realized what this place is. It exists outside the normal constraints of the galaxy. It shows us the past, present, and future. But the future it shows us is not set in stone. It shows us many futures and many possibilities based on the choices we make. Look in front of you, Anakin. This could be your future. All you must do is stay in the light side of the Force. Resist Palpatine's manipulations and trust in the will of the Force. Only then will you be rewarded with everything you've desired.
Anakin nods and agrees, eyes glued to the future he's always wanted. He looks to his left to see Qui-Gon has already walked away.
Where are you going, Master?
I must return back to where you saved me.
Why? Come with me. Back to the future.
I can't, Anakin. It was the will of the Force that I die to Maul's blade. If I selfishly returned, who knows what unfathomable things could occur. I'm sorry, Anakin, that I must leave you again. But remember, trust only in the Force.
He wishes Anakin good luck in the events to come, and jumps back through the original portal, and Anakin watches as Qui-Gon steps through the original portal in front of Maul's blade, and watches as the life leaves his eyes. Anakin steps back, and he knows what to do. He meditates on the spot, and connects deeper with the Force than he ever has before. He has answers now. He's no longer lost, but determined. He'll use Master Qui-Gon's advice, and fulfill his destiny. He opens his eyes back to the same spot, and rushes to the Jedi Council immediately. He tells them about his journey to the world between worlds, and the truth he learned. Chancellor Palpatine is the Sith Lord they've been looking for. Whispers disperse throughout the chamber. Yoda tells Anakin there's history of the place he mentioned, and his experience confirms its existence. He details that if Palpatine is the Sith Lord, then their worst fears have been realized. But they must act immediately. The council members on Coruscant, Obi-Wan, Windu, Kit Fisto, Agen Kolar, Saisi Tin, Shak Ti, Anakin head towards Palpatine's office. Windu walks in first, and states that in the name of the Galactic Senate of the Republic, Palpatine is under arrest. Palpatine stands and manages to mask his fear. He has no idea how the Jedi have discovered his identity. He was sure to cover all his tracks. He goes to ask Anakin to help him, but he sees the determination on his face and knows he must have something to do with this. He snarls and tells them, so be it, as he screams a Sith cry, disorienting the Jedi in the room, and thrusts his blade through Coleman Kaj and Shak Ti and goes towards Obi-Wan. The Master of Defense manages to block, and the brawl begins. Their fight is intense and legendary. However, Palpatine was simply outmatched by the sheer number of Jedi present, and he ultimately falls to Anakin's blade, getting his revenge on the man who organized his mother's death and plotted his wife's murder. They hold an emergency council meeting and explain what has transpired. Anakin, praised for his integrity and loyalty to the Jedi Order, is granted the rank of Master for his role in revealing Palpatine, and the Council's trust in him is solidified. For the meantime, the Jedi Council take control of the Senate in order to allow for a peaceful transition of power during the end of the Clone War. When Padme hears of all that's transpired, she's shocked and frightened, but at the same time proud of her husband. He has faced his darkest fears and emerged victorious. Anakin confides in her about how he learned of Palpatine's involvement through his reunion with Qui-Gon. Padme, who was already cautious of the Chancellor, is relieved that Anakin discovered the truth. They promise to face the future together, whatever it may bring. Anakin is no longer burdened by the fear of loss, but driven by the hope of a better future for him, Padme, their unborn child, and the entire galaxy. His bond with the Force deepens, and his understanding of it surpasses any Jedi of his time. When the time comes for Padme to give birth, Anakin stays by her side. She gives birth to twins, a boy and a girl, just as Anakin had seen in his vision in the world between worlds. His heart is full of joy, love, and relief. He names them Luke and Leia. The galaxy continues to rebuild, and the Jedi Order, humbled and enlightened by recent events, takes a more active role in maintaining peace. Anakin fulfilled his role and serves the Jedi Order as the prophesied chosen one, ready to do the right thing, even when faced with fear and uncertainty. For now, he decides to keep the existence of Luke and Leia a secret from the Council, but knows a time will come when their Force sensitivity will be discovered, and he'll be faced with a few difficult choices. This ripple in time, Anakin visiting the world between worlds, would change the fate of the galaxy, erasing the advent of Darth Vader and the reign of the Empire. Anakin's journey to the world between worlds served as the fulcrum upon which the galaxy's fate was tipped towards peace. It was a testament to the idea that no matter how dark the present may seem, there are always paths to a brighter future, and the choices one makes has the power to change everything. If you enjoyed this video, you have to watch What If Darth Vader Saved Padme with Time Travel, or What If Luke Saved Anakin with Time Travel, both videos involving the world between worlds. Consider becoming a member of the channel to get a sneak peek at video ideas and thumbnails before they're released to anyone else, and other new content coming to the channel. And I'll see you all next time.